thank you for joining me this afternoon with Jacqueline Hayes, four-time author, keynote speaker, impact coach, podcaster, publisher, and CEO of Say One Enterprises. She is a dynamic, incredible leader, and I'm so glad to be able to introduce all of you to Jacqueline. Today, Jacqueline is going to share the 5 secrets of high-performing leaders to help you transform your career, your leadership, and your relationships. And I am Linda Fisk. I'm the CEO of LeadHERship Global, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to today's program. LeadHERship Global is the most impactful community of extraordinary women in the world, and we're so glad to welcome each and every one of you to the program today. Now, many of you are already LeadHERship Global members, and we really thank you for being a part of our incredible community. At LeadHERship Global, we help unleash the full potential of high-performing and growth-oriented women leaders in a confidential, supportive, and private community. LeadHERship Global helps members accelerate their success by defining their vision, growing their leadership, expanding their influence, and leaving a lasting legacy. So if you are not yet a member, but you're interested in learning more about this remarkable community of women leading across business, entertainment, and politics, then please feel free to reach out. Now, consistent high performance takes effort and focus. High performance has been defined as the ability to succeed above and beyond standard norms over the long term. And high-performing leaders achieve great success even in extraordinary circumstances. They master their mind, their emotions, and their time to get the very best out of themselves and their team. So, what are the keys to becoming a high-performing leader? What attributes and characteristics do the very best leaders all have in common? Well, all high-performing leaders share at least one common trait. They invest in themselves. First and foremost, they invest in their leadership. So the fact that you're even here today is a great first step. And I actually believe that a next really good step would be to join LeadHERship Global. But today, Jacqueline will share with you the 5 secrets that all high-performing leaders have in common. And it's sure to be an impactful discussion. Remember, this will be an interactive coaching session, and each of you will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end of today's presentation. But first, let me tell you just a little bit about Jacqueline. As I said, she's an extraordinary leader. Jacqueline Hayes is a 4-time author, a keynote speaker, an impact coach, a podcaster, a publisher, and the CEO of Say One Enterprises. Jacqueline is absolutely passionate about helping people unveil their true potential, realize their dreams, and achieve excellence in life. She leverages more than 23 years of experience in human resources and talent acquisition to help empower others to ensure their own definition of success and greatness. Jacqueline is the author of Unfolding, A Woman's Journey, You Are Enough, A Guide to Love, Joy, Peace, Freedom, and Acceptance, and Blossom, Discover the Beautiful Flower Within, and lastly, Inspired Living, Beautiful Inspirational Quotes for the Journey. So please join me in welcoming Miss Jacqueline Hayes.
Yay! Hi, Linda. Hi, everyone. Linda, thank you so much for this amazing introduction. I'm so excited about the opportunity to have the conversation with you guys about some qualities and attributes I believe contribute to high-performing leaders. And so, again, thank you so much for taking time to join us today. Thank you for your energy that you're bringing to the conversation, and just thank you for just the opportunity to share with you, connect with you. And this will be an interactive discussion, so I highly encourage you to jot down your questions as we talk. We're going to talk about 5 key qualities, attributes, I think contribute to making a woman a high performing leader. And so it's an opportunity for you to level up your practice if you're currently a high performing leader, or if you're in a space where you feel like there's an opportunity for you to grow and expand to get some of the skills that are going to be shared today to support you and just being a very impactful, influential, effective leader. So I invite you to sit back, relax, let's have fun together, let's learn together, and let's grow together. So for today's conversation, well, actually, before I get into the 5 points, Linda, I would like to take the opportunity just to celebrate you and say thank you so much. LeadHERship Global is an amazing organization that really provides tools, knowledge, resources to help women get the information they need to take their leadership game to the next level. So Linda, thank you so much for everything you're doing, and just LeadHERship Global, what it stands for, what it means, teaching women how to lead from the inside out. And so thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, so for today's talk, ladies, we're going to talk about 5 key qualities, attributes, I believe, that contribute to high-performing leaders. As you know, when it comes to operating and functioning in a leadership role, we do consider that an honor where people believe in us, they trust in us to follow us and to believe that the vision we have what it takes to see it through. So first of all, I do believe leadership is an honor, that you get the opportunity to get people to get on board with you, follow you, support you, and at the same time, you get the opportunity to support those individuals as well. So the 5 qualities or attributes I believe that contribute to high performing leaders is, the first one is high performing leaders do a great job of hiring quality talent, great talent. As Linda mentioned, my background is in human resources, talent acquisition, 23 plus years. I've had the opportunity to hire thousands of professionals, and I know how important it is to get the right people on your team, the right people on your plane, because when it comes to fulfilling your vision, you want the right people in place. And by that, it means understanding how critical it is in the beginning to select the right people to support you, engage with you, partner with you, to support you in fulfilling a dream or leading a team or group organization towards a vision or fulfilling a mission. So the first thing is really taking the time to invest in hiring quality talent, great talent. And some of the benefits of hiring quality talent and great talent is that those individuals are intrinsically motivated. They are motivated by their business acumen, their professional acumen. They show up and they deliver at a high level, not because they have to, but it's because who they are. And what that does for you as a leader and put you in a position to perform at a high level is that when you have people on your team, on your plane, that are clear about what they are committed to doing, you can focus on the vision, taking things to the next level. And you're confident that those individuals will do what they need to do, support you, and just support you guys in fulfilling a vision together. Another thing under the hiring high quality talent is also understanding how to nurture and take care of the individuals who invest in partnering with you and supporting you. How do you point to those individuals, let them know that you appreciate them, that you really value the skills, expertise, knowledge that they bring to your business? I have several businesses. One business in particular, I have a publishing company, Spark Imagination Publishing. And what's important for the publishing company to work is to have the right individuals who are highly skilled at what they do to support us in delivering good quality products to our clients. And so with my background, it's really, really helpful to get the right individuals on board. So the first attribute of quality, I would say, to being a high performing or high quality leader is to hire the right people, get the right people on your team, get the right people on your bus. So the next point that I think it's another quality attribute I think that contributes to high performing leaders is high performing leaders are aware of what's going on in the marketplace in terms of need and demand. They take a look at what's going on in the global landscape of the marketplace to take a look at what the needs are, what the demands are, how they're changing, and they do their best to stay in front of change so that as things are growing, changing, and evolving, they are in a position to keep their company competitive and relative. And as you guys know, in today's global business world, things are changing at a very very accelerated rate. So it's important to be mindful of change, what the needs are, what the demands are, how you serve your clients, how you serve your customers, how you show up and deliver. And so the second quality would be that high performing leaders are definitely aware of changes in the marketplace, not just the local, the national, but the global marketplace. Okay, well, we'll move on to the third point, which is high performing leaders are good at self-regulating and self-managing. And what that means is, as you know, in business, in career, in life, there will be situations that come up that are not a part of your plan, a part of your goals. And so you have to figure out what to do, how to pivot, how to shift, how to adjust. High performing leaders have developed the skill, the practice of learning how to self-regulate, how to self-manage, meaning how to get in control of their self-talk in a way that supports them in dealing with whatever the chaos is, the challenge is, the crisis is, so that they can stay focused on how to deal with it, along with being able to self-regulate and self-manage. High-performing leaders also have a very nice balance, I believe. I've noticed this about myself in certain situations when things are crazy, is they have a nice balance of being realistic about what's going on and being optimistic. Realistic looks like they are aware of the fact that they have good individuals on their team. So instead of trying to solve the problem or deal with the challenge alone, they are able to reach out to individuals on their team to talk about solutions, strategies, and ways to deal with the matter at hand. And they also do a great job of being optimistic, meaning in terms of they're hopeful about a positive outcome. And even if the outcomes sometimes look like what they didn't favor, high-performing leaders are very good at taking all the information as feedback and using that information as an opportunity to get better, to get stronger, and to continue moving forward. So having the quality of being able to self-regulate and self-manage, I think, is so important, because it's so easy when things get crazy, chaotic, and challenging to just have a lot of chatter going in your head and not really know where to focus is. So being able to practice self-regulation, self-management is hugely important. And one thing I do that's a practice for me is, before I start my day every morning, I have some me time, some self-care time, self-love time. Before I get my day started, I check in with myself and ask myself, Jacqueline, lovely one, that's what I call myself because that makes me feel special and beautiful. What are we going to do today? What's important? What do we need to focus on? Where do we need to put our attention? How do I need to show up today? So before I pick up my cell phone, before I check my email, before I check my voice messages, I check in with myself, because I'm aware that by the time I log on and connect, someone is requesting something of me. So it's very important that I invest in myself and pour into my cup. So when I go out into the world, I'm in a place to show up in a way where I can give people my full and undivided attention, because I do value and appreciate the opportunity to serve and be of service, that individuals have given me the opportunity and my team the opportunity to have access to resources such as time, attention, money, and just direction, that people come to me for direction as a coach. And so I appreciate those things. So one thing I do in terms of self-regulation and self-managers, I take the time just to check with myself every morning, have a quiet time of meditation, some affirmations, just to pour into myself, to nurture myself and prepare me for the day. So that way, when something hits me or when something comes up that's out of the norm, I have enough grounding within me to stand on, to support me, to deal with the situation, communicate to my team, come with the plan, come with the strategy, come with the solution. And I found that to be extremely valuable and extremely helpful, so that when a crisis or a situation happens, my team, the individuals that I count on, they are able to see me stay focused, stay calm, and that together we can work together and come up with a solution, a strategy, a plan to help us get through the situation we may find ourselves in. Any questions?
Jacqueline, I love the word choice, self-regulating. And we all have the voice in our head, and I talk about I have a choir that is out of tune and in discourse constantly inside my, right?
Yeah, totally. A choir, yes.
To regulate it. And it's not about turning off or ignoring the voices and the different perspectives and the way that we think, but being astute enough to regulate it for that focus that you were talking about, and how that is then supported by the team that you've put around you and their capabilities, which lets you pick that point of focus to move forward. I love how this is all coming together.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your comment. Yes, and understanding just how the mind can just have so much chatter, so much noise. And when you're in a crisis or a difficult situation, it's important to just get clear about what's going on, how do we handle it, how do we resolve it, how do we deal with it. And so being able to self-regulate and self-management is a good practice to incorporate, not just in your career, in your business, but in your life when you find yourself in a situation where you have to have uncomfortable or difficult conversations. How do you self-regulate? How do you self-manage so that you're able to hear what the other person is saying, listen effectively, hear clearly so that you can come with the resolution? So I encourage every woman listening to figure out how to develop a self-management, a self-regulation practice. It will change your life, and it will give you a sense of calm and focus when you find yourself, as we all do, in challenging, chaotic situations. So thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. Any other comments, any other feedback so far regarding the 3 points we've talked about?
For those people that have joined us a little bit late, Jacqueline, do you want to recap what the 3 points are? And then I would also love to hear from Karen Somers and a few of our other LeadHERship Global members about their thoughts too. But can you do a quick recap for anyone who may have been a bit delayed joining us?
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us. We're enjoying this conversation. So we're talking about 5 qualities, attributes of key performing leaders. And so the 3 topics we've talked about so far, the first topic is high performing leaders focus on hiring quality talent, great talent. They make the investment on the front end of getting the right people on their team, the right people on their plane to support them in fulfilling their mission and their vision. Okay. The second point is high performing leaders. They also take the time of being aware of what's going on in the marketplace, what the needs are, what the demands are, so that they can remain competitive and relative in the marketplace. So that's the second point. And the third point is actually high performing leaders do a great job of practicing self-regulation, self-management. So when they find themselves in a chaotic, challenging, difficult situation, they're able to stay calm and focused, reach out to their team, and put themselves in a situation to figure out what the necessary solution or strategy that's needed to help them get through whatever challenging situation they find themselves in.
I'd love to chime in just a little bit. Jacqueline, my goodness, you have so succinctly raised such important issues when it comes to running our companies, running our lives, et cetera, et cetera. It really resonates to me right now in terms of getting the right people on your bus. I own a production company that is based in Los Angeles, and we operate all over the world, but getting the right people on your bus can prove to be key to being able to sleep at night or not being able to sleep at night.
Correct.
Seems in my world. And that whole thing of being mindful of change in the marketplace in the entertainment business right now, which is what I roll around in, there is a consistent churn of change, and being able to roll with that, advise my clients in terms of that, proves to be the difference between getting hired, keeping clients, and not keeping clients. So thank you so much for raising those. It's such a great clarity that you've brought to the table.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
Also, I really like point number 3, the self-regulation, and I kind of equate that to mindfulness and, meditation, which are really buzzwordy right now. But it is something that I do daily, is yoga and meditation, and practicing those little moments of mindfulness throughout the day, like you said, we're all going to have them, are just so critical to just being high productive and high performing, but also just your mental health and being able to continually deal with the things as leaders you deal with from a day-to-day basis. So I really love that is a part of it. And, there's a lot of ways to think about mindfulness, but even if it's just taking a few short breaths, or like you said, planning out your day before the distractions of the world comes, I think that's just really key for me, for sure.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Oh, yes. And the word mindfulness and being able to take a few deep breaths, that is so critical when you find yourself in a challenging situation, just to take a few 3 minutes, well, not 3 minutes, maybe 3 seconds to just pause, breathe, collect yourself, gather yourself before you respond or react to the situation. So yeah, being mindful is so important. There's so much value there. So thank you for sharing that.
So we have one question in the chat, which is, how do you do all that with kids? How do you fit it in around kids? So would love to hear your thoughts on that, Jacqueline.
Yeah, so I do have several businesses. I don't have any children. I have several nieces and nephews, however, no children. So that does give me a little more bandwidth in terms of time and attention to navigate and manage the busy details of my life. And I just saw another question come across regarding, someone mentioned that my background is in HR. They are looking at, did you get that question, Linda?
Yeah, so it says, Jacqueline, you mentioned that your background is in HR and you're currently in a business human resources program in college. So what schooling did you do to get to where you are today?
Well, my education is in mass communications and management. However, the majority of my experience came from just my career experience in human resources and talent acquisition, and just my plethora of just experiences growing and evolving as a professional and as a business owner. So a lot of my experience comes from just being in the business of being in business.
Okay. So I think that's it. We're ready to move on, Jacqueline, if you are.
Okay, great. So the next point in terms of qualities and attributes, I think are impactful or helpful regarding key, high-performing leaders, is that high-performing leaders have a sense of being time conscious. They respect people's time, meaning we are aware of the start time of an event or situation. We take into account that when we say we're going to deliver something, we deliver on time. We're respectful of individuals that give us their time and attention. We are mindful of how we show up. For me, time is like one of my most precious currencies. So how I show up is very important to me because I value my time, and my time is so sacred to me. So I believe that high-performing leaders are very time conscious and they're respectful of their time and other people's time.
Yeah, I was going to actually put in the comments about someone said, how do you do it with kids? And the first thing I thought was you have to be mindful of your time and really schedule and take that time for yourself, because my schedule was full of activities for my son, like baseball, skateboarding, basketball, cooking class, you name it, he's probably doing it. And then I realized I don't take any time for myself. And so that's why I started waking up and doing my yoga, and really creating a yoga oasis that I lock everybody out of. So that's important too, right? Your own space. But, creating that time that was just for me, along with, like you said, just being cognizant of time. And really, when we're talking about being cognizant of time, I work from home and I'm pretty much self-managed in terms of scheduling myself. And so really saying, oh my gosh, I have all this free time today. Well, really, is it free time, right? Or is it time that I could be using to do one of these other tips that Jackie mentioned, or, meditating or yoga or whatever productive thing that I need to do?
Yeah, fantastic. That's an amazing comment. Thank you for sharing. Self-care is a practice I highly encourage women to incorporate into their lives, period. It's good for you. It's good for people around you. It's good for you. And if you're in a corporate space, or if with individuals you work with, and in a business space, it really helps you in terms of how you show up. So self-care is a practice that I highly recommend that you just add to your toolbox of just nurturing and taking care of yourself. And for women, I know that's hard for us because we are nurturing. And so it's hard for us to just practice nurturing ourselves. However, I would encourage you just to figure out one little thing that works for you, whether it's putting on your favorite song and just dancing and feeling good about yourself, getting a manicure, pedicure, sitting down, enjoying a glass of wine with girlfriends, taking a bubble bath, whatever that looks like for you, just start incorporating some self-care practices for you, and pay attention to how that makes you feel, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your clients, your customers, and how you show up in your workspace or in your business.
So Deb Wheatman said she's very time conscious, especially of other people's times. I always ensure I'm on time. And actually, I can vouch for Deb and say it's more than she's on time. She's ahead of the curve always. She is responsive. She is proactive, and she is so careful with her time and the way she manages the time of the people around her. And I, for one, am very grateful for Deb Wheatman's incredible time management. But I love that as a practice too. So thank you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, Linda. And another thing to be mindful when it comes to being time conscious is that you have to know what to say yes to and what to say no to, because when you get an email or request to something, it's someone requesting something of you, but you have to be very clear about your intentions, your focus, and what you're trying to achieve to determine how to respond, how to reply, because people are always requesting things of you. So I tell people, no is a very strong word to practice, to get comfortable, valid, just honoring your time in a way where you are comfortable saying no regarding situations that don't support you, and living out your purpose, fulfilling your mission, fulfilling your values. It's just so important to understand that no isn't a bad word. No is a very healthy word. And I talk about it, the word no, the benefits of it in my book, You Are Enough. Just understanding that you get to decide how you want to live your life, what that looks like for you, to get comfortable honoring and valuing yourself enough to say no in situations that don't align with what you're doing or how you want to show up.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Linda. You know, I think it's very important yes, I'm careful about time because there's only 24 hours in a day and not enough time to get everything done. But I think one of the most critical things, at least for myself and how I have shown up for my clients and for my own business, is to really be very conscious of the time of other people. So just in terms of showing up on time, I have meetings, back-to-back meetings, and I'm always on time because I don't know on the other end what that person is doing. They might have a hard stop on their end, and I don't want to make any assumptions that they're available to go over if I'm running 5 minutes late.
I love it. I agree. Absolutely. Yes, yes, and yes. So you're very welcome. Thank you. And so, Linda, what I would like to do is just definitely talk about the fifth point. The final point is that high-performing leaders are ongoing learners, and they are committed to helping others. When you decide to perform at a high level, you definitely want to put yourself in a position to constantly acquire knowledge, information that helps you remain relevant and competitive. You want to do whatever you need to do in terms of getting the information to help you show up at a high level and to be of high value to individuals that count on you. So I believe that those individuals definitely are ongoing learners, and they also help others, meaning they reach back to help a new business owner, help someone in their career who's trying to figure out what they want to do and don't know what to do, and just realize that I was once like a novice. I mean, I'm a novice in many ways as well in terms of just growing because I want to be the best version of myself. And so in terms of helping others, there are people who are at a higher level than I am who reach out to help me. And so I think just having that quality of being an ongoing learner and at the same time reaching out to help others is a good quality attribute of a high performing leader.
I would jump on in. I've been trying to jump into this conversation in the right cadence. Let me turn on my my video so you guys can see me, because this is an amazing conversation. Hey, what's happening, Jackie? Jacqueline, rather, I said that like I knew you, but I feel like I know you now.
We're friends now. We're friends now.
But I think that last one is so important. You know, all of these key attributes are so critically important in what we do and experience and drive every single day. But I think that last one really hit home, because as we progress in our careers, it's always so important to reach back and pull someone else up, because we were that person at some point and someone saw in us what we see in others.
Totally.
So, you know, I think that's, you know, there's another wave of amazing women that's right behind us, and we have a responsibility to nurture and foster those minds, and make sure that they too become, the leaders that we've become and reach back and pull others up. So
I
this
agree with you. Yes.
needs to be fortuitous in the what we learn, what we share with our teams, but then what we give back, as well.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So ladies, we've had the opportunity to have this amazing discussion. So what I'm going to do is actually just recap all 5 of the qualities and attributes of high-performing leaders, and feel free to add any additional comments regarding the conversation. So the first attribute and quality is high-performing leaders make sure they hire quality talent. They get great talent on their team. The second quality, they are aware of changes in the marketplace. Okay. And the third quality is they do a great job of self-managing and self-regulating themselves so that they're calm and focused under chaotic and challenging situations. The fourth one is they are very aware of just being time conscious and respectful of their time and other people's time as well. And the fifth attribute is that they are ongoing learners, students, and they strive to help others.
I think there's maybe 2 other ones, and maybe they're nested. I don't want to deviate from your 5, but I think the one thing that I try to is around, you can definitely hire the right talent, but I feel like I have an obligation of nurturing their careers so they grow in their current role and in their next. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's a responsibility that we have as leaders, is making sure that, there's some career projection in the people, that we manage, and, making sure that we're giving them those meaty stretch projects that enable them to build a new capability that takes them to that next level.
Absolutely.
And there was one other thing that I wanted to mention. Oh, servant leadership. So, this goes with having the right talent. Absolutely. But sometimes we just need to get out of the way and let them do what they need to do. So, I think the way in which I try to manage my team is, if you have the right talent, then you step away and they only need you when there's a barrier. You need to have the right conversations or facilitate something. But, and they're going to fail, and hopefully they fail fast. They learn from that and get back up and keep going. But I think there's something to be said about us as leaders, letting them do what you hired them to do and not getting in the way.
I totally agree with you. I've learned to just relanguage failure as feedback, meaning I apply my skills, knowledge, and experience to the best of my abilities now. And so the feedback I get lets me know where there's an opportunity for me to grow, change, acquire new skills. And that's a good way to create an environment of culture where failure is going to be the feedback at times. And it's not a bad thing. It's just an opportunity to figure out how to acquire new skills. And regarding the point you made earlier regarding point number 1, hiring quality talent and great talent, to your point, yes, you give those individuals the tools, the resources they need to do what they're assigned to do, and you give them the space to do it as well. And you're there if they need you as a support system. But when you hire great people that are clear about what they're in place to do, you just create the space and let them do what they do.
I love that, Jacqueline. So we have a question from Emily, and Emily asks, "Hi, Jacqueline. Any special advice for solopreneurs?"
My advice to a solopreneur is to join LeadHERship Global, or to surround yourself with women who can support you, because together we are stronger and better. And so there's no need to go it alone, to be a one-woman ship in today's world. Just surround yourself with individuals that can support you in taking your business to the next level. LeadHERship Global is a great organization where you connect with some amazing women that can provide support, resources, and tools to support you and just take your business to the next level. And congratulations.
I love your thumbs up, Bridget. Thank you for that. And the good news is Emily's already a member, as are you, Jacqueline, Portia, and a bunch of women on here, which is wonderful. And Emily, what I can do is connect you to Jacqueline afterwards so that you guys can chat, can connect personally.
Thank you.
I wanted to also chime in really quickly, Linda and Jacqueline. This has been great. First of all, I really enjoyed it. I wrote everything down. But I wanted to also say that women have to be confident, to convey confidence and be confident.
Oh, that's our bonus one. Oh my gosh, that's our bonus
one. I spent 28 years working on Wall Street with a lot of men. And if I had not been confident, I would have been bowled over. So
correct.
Women have a tendency to not trust ourselves and not be confident. And I think that's really important.
And that's a huge and very, very important point. And one way to build self-confidence is to really get a self-care practice in place, because when you get clear, take the time to nurture yourself, you're very comfortable standing up and standing grounded in a place in a male-dominant environment, or an environment where you have to figure out how to put your voice forward to be heard. It's practicing self-care and also practicing saying no as well. Like confidence is being able to speak up when you're uncomfortable saying it and saying it anyway. Right. So that's a very good point. That's our bonus, just having self-confidence. And another bonus is just to have fun as you are striving to be a high-performing leader, or just to lead people through the way you choose to do it. It's just to have fun in terms of how you show up, how you deliver, how you value yourself, how you value your team, how you value your customers, how you value your client, and just enjoy the experience of offering value, making a difference, and also learning, growing, and helping others.
And I know that we've got a couple other coaches on here. Eve Keel, a coach for LeadHERship Global, and also Jody Flynn. So Eve, Jody, would love to hear from you too, if you have any input or any insight to share with the rest of the ladies gathered today.
Hi, Linda. This is Jody. Sorry, I can't be on camera today, but everyone looks lovely. Everyone who's on camera. Jacqueline, this was amazing. You hit the high points of what you really need to be focusing on, working on. I am doing well with a lot of these things. And as I've discussed with Linda, hiring is something that's, in my sights. It's on the road ahead. And something I'm definitely, could get a little stressed about, but being in this community, having conversations with Linda, being connected with you, I know I'm going to be get a lot of really good guidance in that area. So thank you for this presentation today.
Jody, you're welcome. Thank you for your comment. And whatever I can do to support you, please know that I'm here. And I think there was another question I saw, Linda, that came in. How do I avoid burnout? I think I saw a question. Is that correct?
Yep. So it looks like Stay asks, any suggestions on how to avoid burnout?
Hire the right people, practice self-care. Learn to say no with a smile.
I love that. And Eve, I wanted to also just invite you to offer any comments that you have as well. If you have any thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone, would love that.
Yeah, it was great listening to you. It was very inspiring. Just a little bit, my thought is I really feel like resonated when you talk about confidence, because I'm all about confidence. I'm a women's empowerment coach. So I feel like confidence is the key for everything. Like when you believe you can, you're basically halfway there, right? But I feel like this is something, when people are lacking confidence, they're constantly being held back by, self-doubts, by their fear. So I feel when you talk about that, I feel like that really spoke to me.
Awesome. Fantastic. Do you have like a confidence booster that you can share with the group? We would love to hear one of your confidence boosters.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm working on that. Yeah, we'll have a workshop ready.
Okay, great. We'll tune in and learn more.
Okay. Well, guys, I got to say, this was, as promised, an incredibly empowering conversation from not only one of my favorite people, but also an incredibly wise and inspirational leader. So thank you for joining me this afternoon with Jacqueline Hayes. Again, she's a 4-time author, a keynote speaker, an impact coach, a podcaster, a publisher, and the CEO of Say One Enterprises. I hope that all of you enjoyed today's conversation about the 5 secrets of high-performing leaders, and I hope it helps you transform your career, your leadership, and your relationships. I also want to thank everyone who combined their good insights and expertise and experience to create a really dynamic conversation today. Thank you. Thank you for being bold enough to speak up and share your wisdom, your knowledge, your insights with the group. I think it led to a really, really dynamic conversation. I'm so grateful. Again, I'm Linda Fisk, the CEO of LeadHERship Global. And if you are interested in learning more about this remarkable community of extraordinary women that are leading across business and entertainment and politics, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to get to know you and tell you more about amazing women that are a part of LeadHERship Global. And you've heard from a few of them today: Eve Keel, Karen Sommers, Jacqueline Hayes. There are several women that are part of LeadHERship Global that offer incredible insight. So Jody and others, we are so glad to have them as part of LeadHERship Global. And if you're interested in learning more or being connected with anyone that you've heard from today, definitely let me know. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, ladies.